Hey guys, this is Danny, and as of a few days ago, March 27th, it was marked as the first anniversary of the Nintendo 3DS. And in this video, I just want to talk about my take on the first year of the system. So I'll start by telling you a little bit about why I wanted the system. So I actually bought the 3DS a few months after launch. I actually bought it around my birthday time to really make it more official for myself. And of course, being a huge fan of Nintendo, this is just another system that I freaked out about and that I knew I had to get no matter what. So I had been anticipating the system for over a year, and when it finally came out, I could not contain how much I wanted the system so bad, and waiting even 3 months was way too much even for me. So I actually did buy it in May, and at that time it was still full price. But there were a few more games that were available for it, and the two games that I actually picked up on launch were Steel Diver and Asphalt 3D. Both games which I beat pretty quickly, but they were both definitely worth it because I enjoyed them both immensely. So that is pretty much why I wanted to buy this system. I mean, it was just one that I absolutely had to have for the fact that it incorporated the 3D, the new games are going to be graphically updated, and everything is just going to be more amazing with this system. And then with that, I think I will take the chance to show you guys all the software that I have downloaded within the first year of the 3DS. Okay guys, so to start with the software, we have Netflix, which I downloaded for free on the Nintendo eShop. Now, first of all, if you have a Netflix account and you own the 3DS, this is a must-have. I absolutely love the fact that Nintendo and Netflix both decided that they were going to have this app available, and I absolutely love being able to watch 3D movies on my 3DS, because this is the only system in my house in which I can watch movies in 3D. Now, not all of the movies are available in 3D, but the ones that are truly amazing, and I absolutely love having this app. Next, we have the Pokédex 3D, which is the only app available at the time for Pokemon. Now, this app is based around the Unova Pokédex, which is Generation 5 of Pokemon, and not the entire Pokédex, just the Unova Pokédex. But it's really awesome to see your Pokédex continuously grow by getting new Pokemon entries over the internet, but also by scanning QR codes, in which some I have done both. And then we have Mutant Mudds. Just the other day, I actually decided to download this after I had finally bought a $20 prepaid card for the eShop, and so far, I am absolutely loving this title. This is a platformer, in which one I have never experienced like this. I have played Mario, Sonic, all that, you can name it, and this is actually totally different from everything. It's really hard to explain, but luckily I actually will have a review of this up later. But this is definitely worth it. I think it goes for about $9 in the eShop, and it may seem pretty expensive, but like I said, it's totally worth it. Then we have Pushmo, which at the same time I bought Mutant Mudds, I bought this. Now, I know this one goes for around $7, and this is a totally unique game in which I have never played anything like it before. Basically, what you do is you have to save these little characters jumping around, as you can see here. And you do that by pulling and pushing and sliding and whatnot with all these different blocks in which you have to climb up to reach the top. Now, there's all these different cool formations, and after seeing how many are available, this game can take hours and hours and hours to actually beat, because there are so many different levels of Pushmo setups that it will last you, and it is completely worth it. And this is actually another game which I will have a review up. So then next, we have all of the games that were available for the Ambassador Program, which I am part of. And I'm only going to mention the one that I like the best from the Virtual Console games that were available and the GBA games that were available. And for the Virtual Console, of course, my favorite has to be Super Mario Bros. I myself was not, I guess, old enough to really experience this game at first, considering that I wasn't even born in the 80s. But I absolutely love this game. I actually enjoy this a lot, and I play it all the time, and it's definitely my favorite from the selection available. And then, for the Game Boy Advance, my favorite actually has to be WarioWare Incorporated Mega Micro Games. Now, like all other WarioWare games, especially for the Wii, you have tons and sets of all individual little mini-games in which you have to beat. Now, this game, I have to say, is extremely clever. All these little mini games, as I say, you have to do are really interesting, and you will find yourself laughing at times, I guess, because it's just so funny to see what you have to do in order to beat each little level. It's really fun, and I actually recommend getting this game, especially once it's available to those who are not part of the Ambassador program. And then the last 4 I have are all DSiWare games. And this first one here, as you can see, is Battle of the Giants Dragons Bronze Edition. This game is actually based on a full-fledged DS game, and I guess it is ported to the DSi shop. And I just decided to buy it because I have experienced the dinosaur version of the game, and I really loved it. And so far, I actually do play quite a bit of this game, and it's really fun. And what you do is you play through the game as a dragon, defeating other dragons, having to defeat all these other little missions and stuff, and all these different levels and battles. And it's really interesting, so I really recommend it. This next one is Thorium Wars by Big John Games. And if you haven't heard of this game, it's really actually quite interesting. To me, it feels kind of like a mix of Terminator and the traditional Transformers games that you see on the DS. This is actually a really interesting game. I have put some time into this one, and I do recommend it. I don't remember it being that expensive. I can't remember the actual price, but it's really worth checking out. Then we have Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition from Nintendo. I did try out this game. I have recently become a huge fan of the Zelda series, but this one really didn't sell it for me. I mean, as long as it was free, it's all good, but for the game, it really isn't something that I'm into. It's not really an RPG. It's more of a puzzle-like game, I guess. Maybe that's just me. I haven't really experienced a lot of it, but it's not really for me. And then lastly, we have Advanced Circuits BIP Media, or BIP Media. This is just a little puzzle game where you set together tracks in order for a train to complete. And I know it was like definitely not more than $2, but I guess it was really interesting, and that's probably why I bought it. And then lastly, we have 2 demos, Metal Gear Solid 3D and Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. And I probably have to delete this one because I actually own the game now because the demo was so awesome. But yeah, this is all the software that I have downloaded within the first year of the Nintendo 3DS, along with the ones that came available with the updates such as Swapnote and the Nintendo Zone, which I have not yet had the chance to use, and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's about it for my software. Alright, so now I just want to quickly go through and show you guys my top 5 favorite games within the first year of launch of the 3DS. And to start, we have Pokemon Rumble Blast, which is a game that actually blew me away. I was really expecting this to be another gimmicky addition from Pokemon to the system, but really I can actually compare this game to some of the main title games, not the main titles, but the main titles such as Mystery Dungeon and Pokemon Ranger. This game is absolutely amazing. It is packed with content, and basically what you do is play through the game as a toy Pokemon, adding other toy Pokemon to your team, and going through all these different little levels, beating bosses at the end of each one. And you have some options, or not options, but to beat the story mode, you also have to go through Battle Royales, Charge Battles, and Team Battles, which are all extremely fun, and I highly recommend this game, especially if you are already a fan of the Pokemon series. And number 4, we have Resident Evil Revelations. I have been a fan of the Resident Evil movie franchise for quite a long time now, and I finally decided to try the video game franchise. So that is exactly why I picked up Resident Evil Revelations for my trial to this series. And once again, this is a game that blew me away. This is a horror survival game mixed with a little bit of a shooter, but I mean, hey, that's what all survival horror games are pretty much like. And I wouldn't say that this is packed with a lot of story mode. It'll definitely last you a few days, if not maybe a little bit over a week. But it does offer some other play modes, such as local play, internet play, and Street Pass. And to me, I'm actually considering going through and playing this game again just because of how absolutely amazing it is. I love this game, and that is exactly why it is in my top 5 and highly recommend it. And number 3, we have Kid Icarus Uprising, and it has already made it to my top 5 games just within this past week of being released. I absolutely love this game. It is an awesome RPG, and it innovates so many other little features as well, such as fusing your weapons, getting new weapons, and all that kind of stuff. There's AR games, and there's a lot more. And what I really like about this is that the fusing weapons option actually reminds me a little bit of Spectrobes, but in this case you fuse together weapons. And at the end of each chapter level, I always find myself trying to make weapon combinations to see what new powerful weapons that I can come up with, and it's totally awesome. And it does offer every single kind of play that you can get in a 3DS game thus far, which includes local play, internet play, Spot Pass, and Street Pass, as well as a few other features that it is compatible with. And I absolutely love this game, and you must have it if you have a 3DS. Even if you don't like the series or haven't tried it yet, this is a game you definitely have to have. Next, at number 2, is Super Mario 3D Land, and of course this is my number 2. Just like all past Super Mario games, this is a spectacular entry to the series. In fact, to me, it's definitely the best one. It definitely innovates the 3D ability very well, and I have heard people say that besides that, this game is very easy and quick to beat, and to me, that's indefinitely not true. Because this is a game, overall, that's going to take you quite a while to beat. Like, I'm talking weeks. So, you do have the regular 8 worlds with little levels within each one to beat, but then once you beat the main game, you can go back and play through the harder version of the 8 worlds, which are basically, like I said, harder versions of the originals. However, they are so changed up, I guess I should say, that they feel like brand new levels compared to the regular ones. So I really have to say you are offered 16 different worlds to play through, and it's really going to take you a long time to get through all of those, or at least it did for me. But I definitely recommend this game. It's so fun. You're going to find yourself laughing at all times, and I highly recommend it. And now, at number 1, we have Mario Kart 7. And according to my 3DS, and according to many other people's 3DSs, this is going to be your most played game. Because out of all the games available at this time, it offers the most lasting appeal and most replayability levels. Due to the fact that it offers, once again, all forms of play that you can have, such as local play, download play, internet, Street Pass, and Spot Pass. That is everything. And I have found myself racing against friends, people all over the world, and my friends in the communities, which is a really awesome feature to this game as well. I absolutely recommend this to anybody. It really is a party play racer, which makes it more fun because it's not just a serious racer, it's a lot of fun. And the only thing I have to say is that it can get a bit frustrating at times because, like I said, the party play really plays against you sometimes, but overall it's nothing to make it or break it for you. This is a game that you absolutely must own, and that is why it is my number 1 favorite game this year for the 3DS, and I know it is for many other people as well. But yeah, that is my top 5 right here, and I am looking forward to the future of the 3DS, and I'm really excited to see what is in store. Thanks for watching.